Oh shit! So before we get started with the watches, of course, this took way too long to get into, and with good reason. I was caught up with Christmas, New Year's, my health, and recently my dog back home had passed away, so a lot has happened in the past couple of months. Though I have been putting out videos here and there and been getting more active on my Twitch, which is starting to get a lot more attention, so I'm really grateful for that, you guys. I really am. So with that said, let's get into my review of Sonic the Hedgehog CD.
So we already know at this point Sonic had made a big name for himself. 2 hugely successful games on the Genesis, some side games loosely based on said Genesis games for the Sega Master System and Game Gear, and soon to have a comic book lineup, and 2 cartoons the very next year, The Adventures of Sonic the Hedgehog and Sonic the Hedgehog, or Sonic 8 AM because the show would be shown on Saturday mornings.
Damn, 1993 really blew up for Sonic, didn't it? And after 2 successful games, what could have made that year even better? Yeah, another Sonic game, but what if I were to tell you that this game and Sonic 2 were actually being developed around the same time?
Allow me to break it down for you. See, after the launch of the first game, lead programmer and co-creator of the Hedgehog himself, Yuji Naka, became dissatisfied with the corporate policies at Sega, so he left to the US to work with the newly founded Sega Technical Institute to work on what would be Sonic 2, with a large number of the original design team following soon after. Meanwhile, back in Japan, development began on another Sonic game for the Sega Genesis, Game Gear, and Master System. According to Sonic creator and project leader for Sonic CD, Naoto Oshima, who decided to stay in Japan after the split, Sonic CD and Sonic 2 were supposed to be the same game. But somewhere in development, the game changed into something much different, so instead of running the game on these systems, it would be developed for the Sega CD instead. The Sega CD, or the Mega CD for those who don't know, was a CD add-on for the Sega Genesis, allowing it to play CD-ROM games instead of cartridges. This would mean the games would look, play, and sound better having more space to work with in a disc than a cartridge. However, this add-on did not last very long and did not have a lot of good games for it, leaving Sonic CD to be one of the only playable games for the old thing. And it's because of this where prices for a physical copy can go up to $500, Jesus Christ! You're better off just getting a digital copy on PC, Xbox 360, or PS3, which is the version I'll be playing on. Hell, you can play on your phone if you're bored and curious enough.
So it's the technically third game in the series, and we're already hopping onto a different console? Will it live up to the high standards that the first 2 games already set up? Well, let's just see. It's Sonic the Hedgehog CD.
Mega CD. 究極兵器メタルソニック最速にして最強のライバル出現がソニックを熱く過激にする過去へ未来
Like I said before, I'm looking at the PS3 version of the game, since I have the most experience with it, and it's just the updated and upscaled version of the original. I do have the Sonic Gems collection on the Nintendo GameCube, but we'll look at that later. This newer version is an HD remaster made by Christian Whitehead, who had later revamped the first 2 Sonic games on mobile devices. So anyway, the game begins with Sonic being seen running around at the speed of sound with places to go, so he's gotta follow that rainbow. But we later see this huge floating spear hovering, or actually chained, over a lake. See, Robotic is at it again with not only roboticizing animals, he's taking over this area which is known as Little Planet. Not Little Big Planet, Little Planet. Robotic has become interested in these gemstones found on Little Planet called Time Stones, which, when we're all collected, can freely control time. If you're hoping it was Chaos Emeralds, sadly there are none in this game. Sonic, of course, not having any of this mess, runs up one of the chains and proceeds to thwart Robotnik's plans once again.
Well, that didn't seem too different from the past 2 games now, did it? But that's not all Robotnik's got plans, so stay tuned.
Upon starting up the game, you can tell this looks and sounds way differently than Sonic 1 and 2. Since this is a CD-ROM we're playing off of, we have way better visuals and high quality music, which I'll get deeper into later. In terms of gameplay, it's not much different from the past games. You can run around, collect rings, and try to reach the end goal. You get 50 rings by the end if you get a special ring, which will appear just like Sonic 1. But the special stages here are much different this time around, which I'll get to later. Returning from Sonic 2 is the classic spin dash, which you can actually change on the HD port. Originally you had to hold down and then hold the jump button to start it, but letting go of the controls just stops it as if you didn't do anything at all. You couldn't even mash the button to ramp it up like you could in Sonic 2, which is lame. Thankfully in this port you could change it like it was before, so it doesn't slow down the pacing at all. A new ability Sonic has is the Super Peel Out, though I don't really get the name. It's really an alternative to the spin dash. Instead of holding down to press the jump button, you hold up. It can leave you vulnerable to hazards, so be advised. There are a total of 7 stages with 3 acts in them: Palm Tree Panic, Collision Chaos, Tidal Tempest, Quartz Quadrant, Wacky Workbench, Stardust Speedway, and Metallic Madness. These stages can range from being short and easy to kinda long and complicated to run through. If I had to pick a favorite, it would be between Tidal Tempest, Quartz Quadrant, and Stardust Speedway for the visuals and music alone. And these stages don't take very long to finish. And a quick warning, don't play Wacky Workbench in the dark and close to the screen unless you want a headache. Placed in various locations in the game are these signposts that either say future or past. After going through one and staying at a consistent speed, Sonic will, as obvious as it looks, actually go to the future past variant of the GERD stage. Hidden in the past is a roboticizer. Destroying it will destroy all the enemies in that specific stage. This, and will also show the good future of that stage. Destroying the roboticizer in Act 1 and 2 will grant the good future in the boss act, which by default will give you the bad future. Sounds lovely.
Now we should get into one of my most favorite parts of the game, the special stages.
If you thought the special stages in the first game were trippy, then check this shit out. Look at this! Look at that! That was stupid. The objective here is to destroy the UFOs under a time limit. Sounds simple, yeah? Problem is, Sonic turns so slowly, and the longer that you are in the stage, the faster it gets. Plus, the hit detection can be a big screwy. If you didn't jump at least 2 seconds before running up to the UFO, you're not getting it. Not only that, but touching the water drains your time, and if you don't get them all before the time limit runs out, that's too bad, so sad, try again next stage. Also, does anyone see the raceway in these stages? Luckily, there's a UFO with a hit of red on it, so if you're running out of time, you can actually hit this and get some extra time. If you manage to get all the time stones, you don't get Supersonic, but will automatically get the good future for the rest of the game. So no more dark and grim stages, but bright and colorful futures with kick-ass music. At the first 2 stages, Palm Tree Panic and Collision Chaos, were introduced to 2 new characters in the franchise, Rosie the Rascal, or Amy Rose as she's later and currently known as, and Metal Sonic. Rosie, Amy, ends up getting kidnapped in the first act of Collision Chaos, so not only do you have to rescue her, but you have to take out Metal Sonic and stop whatever Robotnik's scheming. Metal can be seen in present stages as a projection being a jerk to animals. I mean, come on, dude. Metal Sonic will later be your boss at the end of Stardust Speedway, where you need to beat him in a race, while Robotnik is tailing both of you with a deadly laser. If you lose, you die. If you're too slow, you die. Winning the race will not only break Metal's face off, but reward you with...
Surprise, surprise.
With all that said and done, and you manage to reach the final boss with whatever this is, and bucking it around a few times, the area is seen collapsing and Sonic holding Rosie and hightailing it out of there. But Little Planet floats up and disappears, effectively ending the game. Now, depending on if you got all the time stones or not, you get a scene here with Robotnik getting away with one of them, with Sonic showing off his anti-gravity fastballs. The fuck? Or if you do, you get this nice little cutscene after the credits.
So that's it for the main game. How about the extra stuff?
While there's no multiplayer for this game, which I'm kinda glad there isn't given how the layout of these stages can be all over the place, there's a time attack mode where you can go through any act, any stage, and see how fast you can complete them. You can actually unlock some stuff if you can get a fast enough time for all the stages, but I didn't play through this so I won't get into it. Maybe a different time. There are some achievements to get, like getting all the time stones, destroying all the roboticizers, or just beating the game. Speaking of, after beating the game once, you can play as Tails, who plays just like he did Sonic 3. Fast, mobile, and he can fly? Why couldn't he do that in the last game? Sonic CD does add a lot in terms of music and style. So much that the game has 2 separate soundtracks for the USA and Japanese releases. Though I'll jam to the Japanese version any day, the American releases has some jamming stuff too. But while this doesn't sell nearly as much as Sonic 2, it appeals more to me as a game that I can pick up and play anytime. Sonic 2, though is a fantastic game, can only satisfy me so much before I want to go back to CD or the next game I'm reviewing, Sonic 3.
Well, now that we've looked at the HD port of Sonic CD, let's look at a port that's more akin to the original, which is how I and most people have been introduced to Sonic CD, is the port on Sonic Jumps Collection for the Nintendo GameCube. Oh, let's try that again. Well, it was bound to happen. I haven't played the game since I was a kid, but that's Sonic CD. For what it's worth, it's a good and solid game. The fun and cool level designs, plus the oh so great music, always keeps me coming back. So now that I finally got this game done, the next game in the lineup is Sonic 3, then Knuckles. For time constraints, I'm going to be keeping those games separate. For which version I'm going to be playing, I'm not quite sure yet. So in the meantime, you can check out my other 2 reviews for Sonic 1 and 2, and stay updated for upcoming videos and streams for my Twitch on my Twitter account. And while you're at it, you can follow my Twitch if you're interested. And with that said, I'll see you guys in the next video. Now that we've talked about the HD port of Sonic CD, let's look at a port that's more akin to the original, which is how I and most people have been introduced to Sonic CD. It's the Sonic Gems collection on the... Damn it.
Sonic 2, though as a fantastic game, can only satisfy me so much before I want to go... Sonic 2... No. Sonic CD... No. Sonic CD is so Sonic CD, it makes me want to play Sonic CD.